Hello, welcome everyone to this special edition of Firmly AEW. We are not at our normal time of Sunday morning. We are here in the afternoon of Sunday, right before we're just mere hours away from the 0 hour for AEW Double or Nothing. This is being recorded before Collision, so you're not going to hear any stuff that might have happened last night on Collision that might lead into the show tonight. So we are going on Dynamite was the last thing that we have watched that has been shown to us by AEW, and that's what we are going to go by. But yeah, we are here for our AEW Double or Nothing full preview. Yeah, and I'm excited, Drew. This should be a good one tonight. First and foremost, before we dive in, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well. This show tonight is going to be shaping up to a major one for this company for sure. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, Double or Nothing is, that. And, I know All In last year was the biggest show they've ever done, but All Out and Double or Nothing are very much considered to be like the WrestleMania and SummerSlam equivalents
Yes.
on the AEW side of things. This is one of their big two pay-per-views. It's the 5-year anniversary of the first ever AEW pay-per-view, which was Double or Nothing, which saw Jon Moxley debut at the end of it to go after Kenny Omega and stuff like that. So the card right now, we have 10 matches. It looks like one hell of a show. AEW pay-per-views usually are, Drew. And this is looking like it's just going to be another one in the long list of great AEW pay-per-views. I know, obviously, we're going to dive deep into all 10 of the matches that we see, and anything that happened on Dynamite, we will kind of layer into our discussion when it involves the participants of the matches we're talking about. Drew, just kind of in general, how have you felt about the lead in to Double or Nothing? We're going to go in order of the matches that I have in front of me. I'm going by Wikipedia. But, if you could pick one or two matches that you're looking forward to the most before we dive into them, kind of how are you feeling about the lead into Double or Nothing tonight?
Well, I think based off of everything that I have seen so far, I feel like, obviously Anarchy in the Arena is that's the big one for this show. Team AEW versus Team Elite.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also really looking forward to Will Ospreay and Roderick Strong.
Yes. I think that's been one of the better builds to this pay-per-view. I think I think the lead in with those two guys and how they kind of been at each other going on here for the last 3 or 4 weeks, I think it's been really well played out. I think they both have been excellent, and those are two of the best in-ring guys you'll ever see. So it should be really, really good, that match.
As far as Swerve and the AEW World Championship, I'm interested in the match, but it's not like, it's not drawn me as much as the rest of the card has. I'm still going to enjoy it, and I'm still looking forward to it, but it's not like the match that I would say that's the number one. That's the one that I'm most looking forward to.
That's fair. I mean, I think, I think when it comes to that one, there's that degree of like, we know the outcome. We know the outcome a little bit, for me at least. Like, I think Christian Cage is deserving of going for the heavyweight title. I think the lead into it has been good. I like Christian Cage being so dastardly that he's kind of like, he's helped Swerve as an on-screen character make the fans remember, like, hey, I know you guys are like cheering for me now, but you remember not too long ago, I was breaking into people's houses and talking to babies over their crib. And I was Christian Cage. I was this dastardly, evil bastard.
Yeah.
And I'm still that guy. You might like me now, but I can still be that guy. And I think Christian's the perfect guy to bring that back a little bit for Swerve.
The one thing that I really liked a lot about their match on Dynamite, him and Nick Wayne.
Excellent
Excellent match. But right at the end, right before he does the finisher, he just leans into Nick Wayne and he's like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
He apologizes for everything that he's done to this kid,
Mhm.
but still hits him with the finisher and pins him,
Of course.
which is what's
Of
supposed
course.
to happen. But I was like, he's, I think, what's the right word? Atoning. He's atoning for his sins,
Mhm.
past sins. So, of course, he did that crazy spot with Nick Wayne last year,
Yep.
which was amazing. And now roles are reversed. And it's really, yeah, I can't wait for Hangman to come back. I don't know what they're going to do with him if
Do you think he comes back at this show potentially?
that could be possible. I didn't think about it.
I'm expecting that we're gonna get a return or two. Like I'm expecting. Again, I don't know what they are. I know people are floating MJF out there. Hangman is someone that hasn't been around. I don't know if or when, but I'm kind of. I think this is gonna be. I think there's gonna be a couple big
I
surprises
have
on this show.
I have a bit of a fantasy booking prediction for when we talk about this officially.
Okay. Well, I think we're
We'll
already
get
here.
there
We're
when
already
we
kind
get
of
there.
talking about Swerve and Christian. There is a triple main event. So why don't we just count this as us talking about? We'll just start it off with Swerve and Christian because
Okay.
we're already kind of
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
Um, I think as far as this card goes, I think that this is probably the easiest. I mean, one of the easier decisions to make. Like Swerve's not losing the heavyweight title to Christian Cage. He's not in this match. Like it, I don't. It's not happening. But with that being said, the patriarchy will be at ringside. You are to assume, we are to assume. Like, yeah, I think this is one of the easier matches on the night to be like, yeah, Swerve's going to retain. I do think it'll be a good match. I do think there will be some outside interference, and I don't know if anything happens after the match. Swerve wins, and maybe we do hear Hangman's music, and Hangman comes out to the ramp, and it's like, oh dang, here we go. You know what I mean? Or maybe we don't. Maybe MJF comes back. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, but I think the match itself, the who's going to win or lose is pretty. It's a pretty easy one on this front.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there. But also, so a couple of things that I think could potentially happen based off of just looking at what's going on, and also that pivotal news that you just talked about, MJF potentially returning.
Mhm.
So originally, I had um I had Swerve winning,
Mhm.
which I still do. That hasn't changed. And I had him winning because I think they should pull the kill switch, if you know what I mean, and have him finally be like, "Oh, I'm done with this,"
Okay. Okay.
because Christian is a very dominant person.
Mhm.
He's the only match that he lost, or match, I guess you could say matches technically, but that he lost were against Adam Copeland.
Mhm.
But he hadn't lost for a long time before that. So I feel like something pivotal has to happen in order for him to lose.
Okay.
And because Swerve does not have friends,
It's true.
having him out there with Nick Wayne, with Killswitch, with Wayne's mom, I forget her name,
Mother
uh,
Wayne.
Mother Wayne, we just call her Mother Wayne. Uh, Having all of those people on the outside for
Mhm.
Christian, and having Prince Nana just, as we saw,
Who made a triumphant return on
triumphant,
Dynamite?
amazing.
Triumphant. Yes.
Uh, I was worried. I
Mhm.
remember saying, like, "Uh-oh,
Yeah.
is he not been around because he's gonna do a turn?" But
Yeah.
thankfully, that's not the case. So, um, for just Prince Nana to be outside on Swerve's side makes you go, well, and Prince Nana isn't like, while he was
Mhm.
an amazing wrestler and a real powerhouse type of a wrestler, he hasn't been presented that way as a manager.
Yeah.
So unless he all of a sudden now in this, since returning, now all of a sudden he becomes a more of a like wrestler,
Mm.
then I could see him being like a legitimate person
Yeah.
on the outside to defend Swerve.
Mhm.
But as a manager, he's not been that person. He's been more of the comedy slash, well, really more comedy than anything.
Yeah.
Like I think it was the match with Joe, where he did like a really fast dance on the outside to get
Yeah.
Swerve back
Yeah.
up, and
Yeah.
like that's not going to help against Nick Wayne and Kill Switch.
No. No.
That's not going to do anything. So my feeling is that we have to have some sort of thing to happen here because it's just too overwhelming for Swerve.
It's fair.
The overwhelming thing, of course, would be Nick Wayne and Kill Switch and Mother
Mhm.
Wayne, but she's not really like, she doesn't get physical really. So to have Kill Switch, because they've been doing it all, they've been like teasing it on and off, on and off, on and off. I don't see this match just being a clean victory.
It's fair. Yeah.
I see it being,
I mean, Christian rarely is involved in clean.
right, exactly. So what I feel like should happen, just so that they finally do it, is Kill Switch gets involved, but whatever he does doesn't work.
Mm.
Christian gets pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
and then he turns on Christian, and then that causes him to lose.
Okay. That's I could see it happen.
Yeah, because I don't hate the patriarchy at all, but I feel like Kill Switch just doesn't work with that whole thing.
Okay.
It's an old gimmicky character in a very serious team of actual, humans. We know that Kill Switch is actually,
He's a dinosaur.
Well, he's a dinosaur, yeah.
He's a dinosaur
With a mask on, he's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel, because I don't want Christian to just lose. I feel like there needs to be a reason for him to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And he played for Kill Switch to have played into the reason that he won the last time. Now I feel would be, oh, well, now he's losing because of Kill Switch.
Got it. All right.
But
I mean, yeah.
I'm done. So that it was going to end there, and that was it. And then I said, oh, probably Hangman will come back and blah blah blah. But I don't know about that anymore. Now this is a full-on fantasy booking, which I hate doing, but what I think could be done, because we don't know what happens with Swerve after this.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be Hangman, but it could be Adam Cole.
Could.
Because if what has been said is really the case, and MJF is coming back soon, they moved Forbidden Door
to Long Island.
From where they do Grand Slam.
Yeah.
I just feel like you gotta have done that for a reason.
Well, the reason what people are saying is because they weren't selling enough tickets.
Well, that hasn't stopped them from.
No, but I think
playing 10,000 plus seat arenas.
It's fair. It's fair. But that would be the reason what you would hear why they moved, is because they were not moving a lot of tickets, like only a couple thousand were sold, and that would look awful
maybe
there.
both could be the reason. Maybe
Yeah.
it's they're
I
doing.
mean, I think you just
moving.
take it. Yeah, you take advantage of the opportunity. Hey, ticket sales stink. We got to move this. Okay, let's go to Long Island, and maybe we can try to plan that. That's when Max comes back,
Right.
in Long Island in front of his people.
So what I feel like is going to be the thing, if only if Max is indeed coming back soon,
And Adam Cole needs to be clear too. You would think.
right? So a few weeks ago, or it was like last month, I don't remember. It was like
It was the
3
last
weeks
pay per
ago.
view. He was walking.
Oh, it was the pay-per-view. Okay.
Yeah, he walked down the aisle.
He got up and he walked down the aisle, and now we've never seen him again afterwards.
Not since. No.
Now I don't know why, but it could have been by design, because around that time they announced that they were moving to the UBS Arena in Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
So Long Island, that's the UBS Arena. That's the same place where Adam Cole, where they did the thing at World's End,
Yep.
and the devil was revealed. So for this match, for tonight's match, you have Swerve win. Now we don't know who his next opponent is going to be. So then you make it Adam Cole. Adam Cole and Swerve have a match at Forbidden Door. And then if true, I'm only saying if this is really what's happening, MJF comes back to screw Adam Cole and cost him that match.
Mm-hmm.
The way that,
yeah,
just reciprocating. So I feel like that's when, for the summertime, you could do Hangman and Swerve.
Yeah, and then Adam Cole and MJF doesn't need the title. That can just be a blood feud.
Right.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. I do feel like Hangman and I thought it would be the main event for this show, Hangman and Swerve, but I think, I know Forbidden Door is a big show and stuff like that, but that match for the title, that's got a main event all in or all out. I mean, that's just that, because that's the best feud you probably have had in the last calendar year.
I agree. Yeah,
without question. You know what I mean? So I feel like now that Swerve is the champion, you have Hangman come back one last time. I wouldn't like Hangman probably. I mean, he doesn't have to technically, but Hangman probably losing again though to Swerve would be kind of like But I feel like that match is deserving of an all in or all out, not just any old pay-per-view. You know what I mean?
I would definitely hold off on Hangman and drag that between
to a big one,
Forbidden Door to All In.
Yeah,
and have it either be the All In, the big one at All In, or
because
a couple weeks later at All Out.
I was gonna say they moved All Out a week back to give like a week barrier now. So now it's not back-to-back weeks. There's a week off between. And then I could see them potentially. I know they've been All Out has always been around Labor Day, like Double or Nothing is around Memorial Day. All Out has always been around Labor Day. I could see them moving All In to Labor Day weekend, and then maybe All Out becomes a different pay-per-view on a different calendar month. I could see them doing that. Like, you kind of move things around where like maybe All In moves to to Labor Day, and then All Out becomes the September pay-per-view at the end of September, maybe. So there's the month gap. You have All In followed by All Out, or what, I don't know. Because I do feel like a 1 week, even the 2 weeks. No, like obviously last year it was back to back, and it was like, holy shit, that's crazy. Even now with them moving the 1 week is still not enough. You know what I mean? Like you need it, but that's for them to figure out. But all right. So let's keep it rolling. So we did talk about the world title picture. We got Swerve retaining there. We have a little bit of a grudge match here, but it was requested by one of the participants, Trent Beretta, that this be a regular old standard wrestling match between Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. I don't know if they said this is on the 0 hour or not, but I think it has potential to be. But they're continuing their little mini feud they have here. And this will be a standard wrestling match with Trent Beretta and OC. And we still have the shadow of Don Callis kind of looming over this as well, as he is still involved, kind of.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either, but I'm intrigued by it, Drew. I want to know what the
Yeah.
hell, where the hell they're going with it.
It's I don't know, but I mean, is there some sort of significance to Trent requesting a standard
Well, I
wrestling
just
match?
think they haven't had one. Like he had the street fight with Chucky, then they had kind of a grudge match, OC and I don't think they've had a regular old
Okay.
wrestling match, and I think Trent's just like, no, I want him in a regular match. I just want him in a regular match. I don't know. The Don Callis thing to me is going to come into play here. And I don't know if it's just one of those things where Don Callis is going to swerve us all and he's going to end up with Trent, which makes sense because Trent is the heel that just turned on his friends and Don Callis is a piece of shit. So it would make sense if that happened. But I am very intrigued. I never thought I would even be thinking about it until this has happened. But like, I kind of want to see what Orange Cassidy looks like as a heel. How do you?
Oh, I've wanted that for years.
Like I want to
yeah.
see, and maybe he has on the independents, and I don't I don't watch the independents like that, but like I want to see how they keep this character being this character, but him being a bad guy. I would like to see how they try to make like how that works. I'm intrigued by that. With that being said, though, I don't know if him being with Don Callis is kind of the way I would like that to happen.
No, me
But
neither.
if you align yourself with Don Callis, like if they're afraid, like not afraid, but if AEW is like, oh, will people actually boo Orange Cassidy though? If we turn him heel, well, if you put him with Don Callis, people are going to boo him because Don Callis is one of the few people in the company that when he comes out of that tunnel, it's pure hatred,
Yeah.
pure hatred.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, heat.
So, I agree with you on that, but then the only thing is that if they were planning this, that Orange Cassidy actually is gonna join the Don Callis family, why are they doing it on the back of a freshly heel turned Trent? It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Like there should be no. If anything, it should have been Orange Cassidy turning on Trent. Then
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been the other way around. So why is Trent the heel and Don Callis the heel is courting the babyface?
I don't know. Again, I'm intrigued by it, but I don't know. It's almost like I'm kind of confused by it too, but I'm intrigued because I want to see what the hell's going to happen. As far as this match goes, I think this match will be fine. I think Trent wins.
I do too.
I feel like Trent
probably because of Don Callis.
Yeah, like I feel like Trent probably should win to cement kind of the heel turn here and the separation finally. Because they, I don't know if they go beyond this with these two here still. But yeah, I don't really know what way the Don Callis thing is going to go. I really don't. But again, I'm not going to sit here saying I'm loving it, but I care about it. Like I want to see where it goes. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I do too. As much as I'm like,
yeah.
But I mean, it's done. It's done. I would say, as much as Don Callis, I don't know. This might be a hot take. I don't know, but I'm just gonna say it. I like Don Callis as a person who takes younger wrestlers and molds them into some evil thing than Chris Jericho.
Okay. Well, we're going to be talking about Chris Jericho next.
Yeah, so. as much as I am enjoying the Chris Jericho, this new version of Chris Jericho, which is like the 20th new version of himself, but somehow he always is able to do it.
Yep.
There, as what is normal to happen with Chris Jericho, eventually we are all going to get tired of it again.
Yeah. 100%.
But I'm not tired of Don Callis yet.
Okay. Yeah. I get that for sure. Well, speak of the devil, Drew, and he shall appear. We have a triple threat match for the FTW. So they had the triple. So we had a triple threat match on Dynamite between Shibata, Hook, and Brian Keith. And the winner of that match was supposed to be the #1 contender to fight Chris Jericho for the FTW title tonight at Double or Nothing. And we had a double submission victory on Dynamite with Hook and Shibata both causing Brian Keith to tap out. So this match has become a triple threat match. Jericho was at commentary during the match on Dynamite. He was being very over the top. He cut a very good promo afterwards, where the crowd was really eating it up, and he was having a good time. You could tell he was.
He's grabbing the mic and taking on TV time just like he likes.
Yeah, he was having a good time. Calling Big Bill the Redwood. That's what he calls him, Redwood. My Redwood back here.
That is, I really like that.
I like it. I like it. So Jericho is in a triple threat match against two guys that are pretty friendly with each other. I don't know who's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be one of the other two in the match, but this has new Tree of Jericho member somewhere written all over it to me. Whether it's, I don't know if it'll be Hook or Shibata turning on the other. It could be somebody else that comes out. But to me, this has Big Bill will get involved. There's no DQ. It's a triple threat match. There's no DQ. Right. So, or a three-way match, whatever they call them. And yeah, three-way. Sorry, triple threat. But to me, there's going to be a new member of the Tree of Jericho that's going to help Chris Jericho win. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be Hook or Shibata. That could happen. They could work that into it. However, I'm thinking it's maybe we get somebody that hasn't been around or that isn't. Would you be shocked if it's not going to move the needle at all and people will roll their eyes? But like if Sammy Guevara came back and helped Jericho, or Jake Hager, or Ortiz, somebody that's been with Jericho before, or maybe it's somebody that hasn't been with them that they're not you. I don't know. I just feel like there is potential for a new member of the Tree of Jericho to come out and help him win this match. Because I do feel like the tree is going to grow. It's not just going to be him and Big Bill.
No. Okay, so
I say that with nobody in mind in particular of who it's going to be. I'm trying to think of who it could be. I knew I threw a couple names out there, but those are just people that have been in groups with him before.
Well, not Shibata.
Huh? No, not Shibata. No, that could happen. Do we really want to see Shibata under the Tree of Jericho? It could be. What about Hook? What about Hook?
Hook.
Not saying this is what we want to happen. Like, I would like Hook to not be involved with Chris Jericho, but like, what about Hook?
I mean, how?
I don't know.
He loses the match, and then it's like, all right,
him and Shibata. I mean, it's a triple threat match, which I assume the way this is going to go is either what I think somebody's going to come out and help Jericho win, or Hook and Shibata are not going to see eye to eye at some point, and Jericho is going to sneak one away. He's going to sneak a victory away because they can't see eye to eye, or it falls apart between their not alliance, but you know what I mean. Kind of friendliness with each other.
I could see Sammy Guevara. I didn't think about Sammy Guevara, but that could be possible.
If anybody was going to be under the Tree of Jericho, it would be Sammy Guevara, because he basically has been since the beginning of AEW.
Yeah. So Sammy Guevara. I don't know how this would work, but I kind of feel like I want Ricky Starks to join the Learning Tree.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad one, but I don't know where Ricky Starks and AEW, they don't seem to be this. Again, I only know what everybody knows. Going on there. Yeah, we don't. But that's great for me, because him and Big Bill clearly have a past as well.
Right.
So I wouldn't be opposed to that. But isn't that what? If Ricky Starks were to be a guy that would join the Tree of Jericho, the end goal would be Jericho
and Ricky.
But like Jericho, because here's the thing: the argument. The argument that people make that I think is a good argument when it comes to Chris Jericho is he's had these groups basically his whole AEW career. He's had people with him, right? And the thought is, well, Jericho is the Hall of Fame veteran, that all these people are going to become elevated now because they're involved with Chris Jericho. But in reality, the only person that's really always been elevated in all these groups is Chris Jericho. Now, if it is Ricky Starks joining the group of Chris Jericho, it needs to be made crystal fucking clear to Chris Jericho that the person that gets elevated out of this group at the end is not you, buddy, 50-year-old. It's Ricky fucking Starks. And that would be my only concern. I think Ricky Starks is actually a good name to throw out there to join the Tree of Jericho. I like that. But that would be my concern, is it would need to be made crystal clear that Ricky Starks is going to be the star coming out of this, Chris, not you.
If you look at the hierarchy of wrestlers who have been in groups with Chris Jericho, there's only one name you can point to who's been a main eventer, and that's MJF.
Yeah. But MJF he was already kind of there by the time he got with Jericho. You know what I mean? Like he was very close. He was very close to that level by the time he got to Jericho.
Yeah, you could. I mean, that was during the pandemic. Now that was years ago.
So it was a different time. Like he wasn't obviously a world champ, but like he was already kind of.
He was seen as elevated in everybody's mind.
Yeah,
but he wasn't like there yet. Because Chris Jericho wasn't facing him for a championship at that time.
No.
So Ricky, and now that I'm thinking about it too, it kind of would make more sense for it to be Ricky, not just because Big Bill is already with Jericho, but he was also once an FTW champion.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
So, and the FTW championship is not an officially recognized title in AEW, but it's become a thing that people look to achieve. It's become a thing that now there are tournaments for, which doesn't really make sense, but it's a thing still that's happening. So put Ricky in. Fuck it.
Yeah, I like that idea, Drew. I like that idea a lot. I just, like I said, that's my concern.
We don't know what's happening with Ricky in AEW. So, he has said, a lot of people speculated that he was injured right now and wasn't able to compete, but it turns out that that's not the case, according to him on Twitter last week. So, so he's just been not doing anything while his tag team partner has been put in a group.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Personally, I feel like Ricky is great for AEW.
I agree.
Like, there were people that I said, like, oh, they could go to WWE. They could go somewhere else. It'd be good.
I mean, Ricky would thrive in WWE, though. I know that's like kind of that is kind of the rumor of like even people in AEW firmly believe, no pun intended, that he wants to go to WWE and he will. I think Ricky would you put him in NXT, he's the best. He's the top guy in the company for a while. Then he goes to the main roster. What's he doing? Like, for me,
I don't see him as NXT material, though. Honestly,
not long form. But if you put him there in NXT and have him run shit for a few months and then go to the main roster, like, he's going to be better. Listen, him being in NXT, if you were to make that move and going to NXT and being one of the main guys in NXT, would be better than what he's doing now, which is nothing.
Well, yeah, right.
So if you're not going to use him, look, I would like Ricky Starks to stay in AEW. I think he can be a future world champion in AEW. He's that good. But if you're not going to fucking use him, like, I'd rather see him wrestling somewhere than not wrestling at all. So that's how I kind of viewed it. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at, because they're clearly not, like, he came out, like you said, and said, no, I'm not injured. I'm good. So they're just not using him. And I don't know how you just don't use somebody like Ricky Starks. Like, the dude was standing toe to toe with MJF when you put him in that spot, toe to toe, to the point where the fans wanted him to beat MJF and take the title off him. Like that's what the fans wanted. When you gave him that opportunity, he was at that level in the ballpark with that guy. And then I don't know what the fuck happened. He's friendly with CM Punk. He's friends with Cody. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but the dude's been sitting on the sidelines for like 3 months. Probably shorter than that. My time span is terrible. But you know what I mean. He's been sitting on the sidelines for a while. And that's a guy you don't sit on the sidelines.
Like, actually, I think it has been 3 months.
It's been a while. He hasn't fought since they lost those tag titles.
Revolution was in March.
And that was Sting and Darby. That was
Sting and Darby with a tag champion.
Yeah, so and they lost it to them what? At least a month before that, right? I don't know. They lost it on a Collision,
I know
right?
It wasn't a pay-per-view.
No, they lost it on a Dynamite or a Collision or something like that, right?
I believe it was a Collision.
I thought so. It's been about he hasn't fought since that match, since they lost.
Pretty much done with May. That's all of April, and that's all of March.
Yeah.
So it's been 3 months, pretty much.
What the hell, man? I'm sorry, that's a guy, whether you are upset at him or not, whatever, I don't know. But that's a guy you don't sit down. You don't sit down and waste that guy. He's too good. He's too good. So if you're going to sit down and waste him, let him go. Because that guy is too good for all of us as wrestling fans, no matter where it is. That guy is too good for us to not be able to watch him. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it's annoying. Especially when he comes out and he's like, yeah, I'm not injured. This is nothing. I'm not injured. I can go. I'm ready. I don't know what's going on. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And it frustrates me. It frustrates me.
Me too.
But I do think that's a great idea. And I do think he would be a really good role for that if they were going to use him.
Yeah, because he would be like the Rock in the Nation of Domination, pretty much. And just being like, this guy.
Yeah.
This guy, right. Yeah.
Exactly.
In the background.
Exactly.
So, and it would be incredibly entertaining and it would be amazing. And I don't know if him and Chris Jericho ever wrestled. Did they?
I don't know. I don't know if they have on AEW, but if they haven't, then I would doubt they probably have before that. I don't think so. I don't remember it, at least. I don't remember it.
So, I don't know, but I would.
I think Jericho retains. I don't think Jericho's losing. I think Jericho
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think Jericho retains. Yeah. But with the problem with putting like a Jake Hager in there or Sammy Guevara in there or Ortiz or whomever who's been in with him previously, is that it
won't move. It won't move. Exactly. It's not gonna. Nobody's gonna go, whoa. It's gonna be like, okay, that makes sense.
The obvious and expected.
Ricky Starks would be somebody that people would be like, whoa, shit, Ricky Starks. Okay. I think that's the type of reaction where people would be like, oh, okay, let's see how this goes. Let's see, because that's who Ricky Starks is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying that, Sammy Guevara is not an all-world talented wrestler, but it would be, Sammy's with Jericho again. Okay. It would make sense, but it would be like, this isn't new.
Again.
Yeah, this isn't new.
This Jericho again.
Exactly. But we'll see. We'll see. I just have a feeling that we're going to see a new member. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's basically two friends versus Jericho in a triple threat match. Hook and Shibata will have their thing where they kind of go at each other. Like that's going to happen. We all know it is. I just have a feeling that there's going to be some sort of chicanery that causes Jericho to retain. And I think it's going to be a new member of some, again, don't know who. I just got that vibe. All right. We had a match put together on Dynamite for the trios, the unified trios championship. We saw the returning Death Triangle, which I am very happy to see back. Pac, Penta, and Rey Fenix returned on Dynamite, and they brawled a little bit with the Bang Bang Gang as they've been kind of torturing Pac here, Jay White specifically, for the last couple weeks. So we have ourselves a trios match. It will be Death Triangle going against the Bang Bang Gang. This should be very, very good, Drew. Very, very good.
Yeah, it's really nice to see Death Triangle back.
It really is. I love the entrance. They gave them their original entrance. Oh, man, it was good stuff. It was good stuff.
It's been like a year since they've all been together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Well, they've had bad luck.
first,
Phoenix was hurt. Penta
Phoenix
was hurt.
injured, then Penta,
Yeah, like it's been bad luck. But all three of these guys, man, this should be all six of these. I'm sorry, but like the Death Triangle being back that's a good shot in the arm. That's a good shot in the arm right there for AEW and
Please
the trios
God,
division.
wrestling gods.
Yeah.
Let it stay. Let it stay.
I know. I know.
You
What
know,
are you thinking? You
thankfully,
think
the Top Flight, the brothers there hasn't been, and one injured, one out, the bouncing back and forth. So
it's true.
it's
It
nice.
feels like there's a few teams where that happens. I feel like Private Party has had that kind of run a little bit where big time injuries have delayed them. Top Flight, Penta, and Ray Phoenix. Like I feel like a few of the tag teams in AEW have had that unfortunate like kind of back to back or like just kind of one over the other injury stuff. Man, I mean, for me, Drew, I think it's too soon to take the belts off the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, if anybody was Death Triangle come on, they're formidable. But I think this is eventually leading to just a one-on-one match with Pac and Jay White, which we'll get at some point probably.
You noticed now that they have 3 belts.
Yes, right? But I liked how they mentioned it though. Commentary.
Yeah, they mentioned it.
Yeah, commentary said they only need to carry one, but they like having as much gold as possible. So they're just pricks. They're just arrogant pricks that carry all of them. I love that. That's all I need.
Putting them in a wagon.
Yeah, fucking putting them in a wagon. That's amazing. But like, I need Jay White and the Bang Bang Gang doing that a little bit more, just for a little bit longer.
It did lead to a nice visual because I don't know if you noticed. I pay attention to weird things sometimes. When they were in the ring cutting the promo, Colton had the Ring of Honor belt. Austin had the acclaimed belt.
Yeah.
And Jay had the regular trios belt.
Yeah.
So they each had one different belt representing what they won. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't mind them. I think that the gimmick of them carrying all the belts is great.
Yeah,
I was just like, when I saw it at first, I'm like, wait, what's this other belt? They only won one belt, then they had one belt. What's the third? But now I understand. But yeah, I think that they should just carry them all the time. Yeah. I think it works wonderfully.
I do too. Do you think they retain? Are you with me?
Yes, I do.
You think they retain? Yeah, I think they do. The match itself is going to be incredible.
How they retain, I don't know. I mean, is it good?
Do you think? I don't know the whereabouts or his. I know he was big time injured, but like, can we see a Juice Robinson return?
Oh, I would love.
Can Juice come back and help him win or something like that? I don't know where he's at health wise. I know he had a major injury, but like, come on, man. I like what they're doing, the three of these guys, but Juice is missed. Juice is missed. Then if he, I would love to see him come back sooner than later, as long as he is healthy to do so. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be.
It could just be, Death Triangle haven't been a team for almost.
Yeah, they're rusty
now.
Or whatever, and, something along those lines.
Yeah, right. So.
Yeah, I don't know, but we expect the Bang Bang Gang to retain, and I think this is a good little role for Jay White for now. Obviously, we know what he's capable of, single star, but the singles area right now at the top of the card is full. So Jay White kind of being in this role, having a championship, running roughshod, like
I think it works great for him.
I think it works perfect for him. And I think the Guns continue to get better and better. They continue to get better and better. I know you and I were very high on them joining this group at the beginning. We thought it was kind of a perfect fit for them.
We've been high on them in general.
Yeah. But I think
were shitting on them.
I think they're getting better and better. I loved how Jay White on the promo they cut on Wednesday before the Death Triangle, he was like, we got Colton, and he calls him some nickname. We got Colton, blah, 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 Gun, and we got Austin. And then and that's all he says, and Austin kind of looks at Colton. Colton's like, no, that's good, bro. That's good. We're good. He's like, that was good stuff. And when they're like, you got Jay White going, is it Pac or Pac? They're like talking to each other about how do you say his name?
I legitimately wanted.
Yeah, because I do that all the time. I do every time I say his name. I'm like, wait a minute, am I saying it the right way? Just them like talking about like Pac. Like just I thought it was.
I might be biased. I'm wearing the Bullet Club shirt right now.
Yeah, yeah, but no, I liked it. I liked it a lot. All right. Where are we going next, brother? All right. Eliminator match. Ooh, this match. Ooh, Drew, this match could be the best match. I mean, we can say this probably about 3 or 4 of these matches, but this match could be the best match of the night. We have an eliminator match for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. It is Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. If Takeshita wins, he will be guaranteed a future IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Drew. This is going to be good.
I say give it to him.
I think he's going to win. I think Takeshita does win. I don't know how.
I kind of just wish this
Straight up
was for the title.
I do too. But I think don't know, but I think that this match at Forbidden Door is what for the title. I think that's what they're going to do. The IWGP title will be on the line at Forbidden Door, and it will be Moxley and Takeshita again. I just think instead of just doing a different match for each of these guys, they were just like, fuck it. Let's make it an eliminator match. Let's find a way for Takeshita to probably win it. And then because I think Moxley is fighting Evil for the IWGP title in a few weeks at a New Japan show. I don't know which one. Maybe Dominion. I'm not sure. I'm not super duper familiar with the schedule of New Japan. But he's fighting Evil for the title, which I do think Jon Moxley will win that. Again, I'm not 100% sure. I don't watch New Japan regularly, but I know Evil was the champion before. I know people were on it. I think having Evil beat Jon Moxley would probably be stupid. So I think Jon Moxley probably retains that match. And then I think you're looking at a rematch with these two for the actual title at Forbidden Door. So it's just about how does Takeshita win this match? Which Takeshita's beaten Kenny Omega straight up. Straight up.
Yeah.
Beaten him twice, but he's beaten him once straight up. So could Takeshita just beat Jon Moxley straight up? Is that out of the realm of possibility, or do we just assume because of the Callis family some bullshit will occur?
Well, I mean, I don't want there to be an interference or
Me neither.
some sort of screwy finish for all matches. Because, I mean, as of the matches that we've mentioned right now, I could legitimately see someone interfering and costing the other person or helping the other person.
I think you could make a case for every match on the card that could happen. For every match on the card, honestly. Looking at it now, you could make a case that all the wrestlers in all these matches, at least one of them, have people that could interfere and help them.
Yeah.
Literally.
But you have to like see it with a match. Like, okay, this is definitely gonna happen.
That's definitely gonna happen. Yeah.
This one, I feel like it doesn't need to definitely happen. I think because Takeshita has beaten Omega already, like you said, I think do it. Let him beat Moxley. It doesn't happen often. Moxley is rarely loses, honestly, especially in singles matches. So,
especially clean.
So do it. What the hell? I say give it to Takeshita.
Yeah. I'm right with you. I think you give it to him, and then you just do this match again down the line for the title. Make it happen. We're going to talk about Forbidden Door when it happens, a month from now or whatever. But what's one of the things we always say is how great the Forbidden Doors have been, none of the major titles change hands. None of them. New Japan guys haven't won any AEW titles. AEW guys haven't won any New Japan titles. Well, now you have an opportunity maybe at Forbidden Door where technically they're both AEW guys, but you have an opportunity where maybe Takeshita wins this match and gets the championship, and then you have a rematch and you have a big time title change hands, and Takeshita does win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship.
Of course,
why not?
That's also not up to Tony Khan.
Correct. That needs. I assume there's some sort of collaborational effort there.
Hey, here's the main title for New Japan. For pro wrestling.
This is what we want to happen.
You can just do whatever you want with it.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean,
that's not happening.
No, but you know what I mean. Like I do think there's opportunity to kind of do some cool stuff, since it's kind of on an AEW wrestler currently. and not just any AEW, like the face of AEW and Jon Moxley, you know. All right, let's keep this train moving. We have a singles match for the AEW Women's World Championship. It will be Timeless Toni Storm defending against Serena Deeb. I'm expecting this, Drew, to be a fantastic wrestling match. I know we talked a little bit about it on Firmly last week. I do feel like the story with it isn't really that juicy. I don't think the story's been that juicy. It's going to be a great wrestling match. These two women are two of the all-time best in-ring wrestlers.
Yeah.
So the match itself is going to be really, really good.
But
I feel like
know
it's
who's
just
going to win.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just opposite, Drew. Like, I get it. Toni Storm's a heel technically, but nobody wants to boo Toni Storm. And I think the crowd is having a hard time cheering for Serena Deeb. I feel like it's reversed. I feel like Toni Storm should be the baby face and Serena Deeb should be the heel. But they're doing it the other way around.
She'll have to go against somebody that people want to actually boo her. Yeah. And I don't know who that is, honestly.
No. Who could it be? Britt? Jamie Hayter returning, probably. That would happen. A Jamie Hayter coming back would happen. I feel like Britt could, depending on how they brought Britt back, that some people could be behind Britt.
Well, like I feel like
there's not many people on the roster that
we go now to, once again, like with Swerve, who is next? What's next for the champion after?
Well, I feel like you got it. Nothing. You eventually need to get to the Mariah May. This has to be a thing that happens as we're getting towards the summer.
The Mariah May feud, I don't think it needs to be for the title, though.
That's fair.
I don't feel like Mariah May needs to be, as good as she's getting and as entertaining as she is, and I like her. I don't think this is the spot yet. Maybe down the line.
Yeah.
But we could see maybe Britt Baker show up at Double or Nothing after this match or something.
I would like that. That's another one that's just been kind of sitting around, not doing anything. And
apparently, she had an action figure sell out very quickly, a pre-sale from Target, I believe.
I wonder why, because literally a year and a half ago, she was the whole women's division. She was literally the whole division. Like, she was the only one that mattered in the women's division for like the first 2.5 to 3 years of your company. And now that the women's division is getting better and stronger and being utilized more, and we're seeing better quality out of it, the person that was the face of it for the first third of it hasn't even been around. Not hurt. She might have been hurt at the beginning, but she's not hurt. Again, not hurt, just chilling. Just chilling. It's like, okay. Well, when the hell do we see her again? Hopefully, that would be great. I would love to see her this weekend. That'd be great. But, like, can we do it? Because, like, where the hell is she?
Yeah.
Where the hell is she? Another one. I feel the same way about this that I do with Ricky Starks. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, But regardless of that, I do think, yes, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, they might be and Mercedes, maybe. But, like, there's very few people that I think on the roster that would actually be at a level where the crowd would actually be like, oh, we don't want Toni Storm to win this match. I feel like Jamie Hayter's the only one that would be like overwhelmingly people would be on Hayter's side.
I would say, to an extent, Britt too.
Yeah.
But Jamie Hayter would 100% be everyone wants her to win.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. But
Toni Storm lose.
Yeah, I don't, to me, again, this is another one like the Swerve one where it's real easy to me. Toni Storm's keeping the belt. Serena Deeb's not beating Toni Storm for the belt. It will be a damn good wrestling match, though. It'll be a damn good match, but Toni Storm will retain. And then maybe we do see a big return at the end or kind of something leading into something, because I think that would be cool. All right. Barbed wire steel cage, Drew. For the TNT Championship.
The build for this was very interesting this week.
It was. I want to talk about that. Yeah, of course. But the TNT Championship will be on the line. Adam Copeland defending against Malachi Black in a barbed wire steel cage match. We saw on Dynamite on Wednesday. Malachi Black took a bloodbath. And let me tell you, I think that shit hurt him. That looked like it fucking hurt. And he looked pissed after he took. He did not look thrilled after he took that. And I know obviously part of the character is not going to be thrilled. No, but I'm saying I think he looked like that looked like it hurt, Drew. That legitimately knocked him to the ground. That looked like a powerful, like
it was like, you know,
it was like a frozen rope. It was like you could see the cylinder of it.
It was
shouldn't be doing that.
It was like a power
context. Yes, but it looked like a it looked like a hose, like a power washer hose, shooting two of them, shooting straight down.
Yeah,
and it landed behind him, and you could see that he kind of like backed up into it to get covered. And the second it hit him, it knocked him to the fucking ground. Like that wasn't him like taking a bump. Like that fucking knocked him to the ground. That's how powerful that was. And I'm sitting there going, that fucking hurt him. I know that hurt him. Like that wasn't just something easy. Like he's feeling that. And you could tell one of his eyes was like shut, like he got punched in the face. It was like half shut. He was like, and they were shitting there too, man. Like that wasn't just liquid. There was like, it almost looked like cranberry sauce.
I was going to say it looked probably like some strawberry jam.
Yeah, like they were shitting there, man. That looked like that wasn't supposed to go the way that looked like he legitimately could have got hurt.
It didn't look unappetizing.
I'm not saying that, but that looked like he like delicious. I bet you when he got to the back, he was like, that fucking hurt. That fucking hurt.
No, yeah, the way that it shot down was like so forceful that it was just
it knocked him to the
size
ground
of what it was coming out of.
Yeah, that's knocked him to the ground, dude. But anyway, this match should fucking rule, Drew.
Yeah, because Adam Copeland is going to the dark side a little bit with this feud.
You know, we've been talking for weeks now. This is the
dark version. This dark version of Adam Copeland, I like. The Judgment Day version was awful.
I like everything Adam Copeland's doing. I am thoroughly enjoying him. This is the most I've enjoyed Adam Copeland / Edge in easily since he's returned to pro wrestling, but probably even if you take out the 9 years of him not wrestling, like the last like 5 or 6 years of his career, I am enjoying this Adam Copeland better than all of it. I love what he's doing right now. Love it. With that being said, does Malachi Black finally get a singles title in AEW? Do we think that happens? Or do we think Adam Copeland completes his revenge on the House of Black and he retains?
This one is a little hard for me to predict. I would say probably this match is the match where I go, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go with this one.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because I don't see you taking it off of Adam Copeland so soon. But it's been years. And yes, he did have the trios title for a bit. So it's not like he's not had any titles at all.
Correct.
But man, you got to give Malachi Black a friggin' title at some point, right?
You have to.
So like, do they like trade it back and forth for the summer? You know, who can out evil the other? I wouldn't hate that.
No. I agree.
Malachi is another one of the people that a lot of fans and others say, you know, oh, he really just wants to go back to WWE. he's not really enjoying his time here. He doesn't like losing. Like all these things that have been said about him. Yeah, it's like he's another person where I would love for him to be in AEW and stay in AEW. I think the whole House of Black thing is great. I love him, Buddy, and Brody together, and Julia, but I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the same with Ricky. It's also, we haven't seen this guy since World's End, and Miro, which Miro and CJ Perry are no longer together. We now know.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been on TV since he won the match at World's End. His opponent is now in another company.
Yeah.
But it's like there's chatter about these types of people just either being off TV because they're going to WWE or whatnot. So, like with Ricky, I think that this is the place for him to be, and I would love him to stay. I mean, as much as the House of Black has kind of like branched off into something different from what it was originally, I still think it works with him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think him as like the figurehead of it pretty much makes sense to me. I like that a lot. So
Yeah.
I want to see him stay, and if that means he wins this title, I'm not a person that's like, oh, I need somebody to carry a title for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I'm not that type of a person who is like that. So I don't mind. And I mean, Adam's had it now for like 3 months now.
Yeah, something like that. It's been a decent chunk.
So okay, give it to Malachi.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. It can go either way for me. Yeah, it can go either way. I don't know what's going to happen. If I had to pick, I'm probably going to pick Adam Copeland to retain. But that I don't feel confident in that at all. And I would definitely not be upset if Malachi Black ended up winning. Do I think Malachi Black needs it with how the House of Black operates? No. But I think I want to see him wrestle more. That match that he had with Kyle O'Reilly the other night on Dynamite, that match was amazing. That was such a good match. And I feel like Malachi Black just doesn't wrestle enough for me. He's a guy that I want, and I know he does trio stuff occasionally. I want to see that guy in the ring one-on-one with dudes more often. And if he's the TNT champion, guess what? He's going to have to do that more often. So that's why I would not be upset if he wins it all. But if I had to pick, which we are picking, I'm going to stick with Adam Copeland retaining. But I think either way for me, can't lose. Can't lose either way.
I feel like that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I would actually rather Malachi win. So I'm going to pick Malachi.
It's fair. All right, let's keep this train moving. We only got a couple more matches to go through here. I think we got 3, I want to say. 3. So we have a singles match for the AEW International Championship. It is the champion Roderick Strong going one-on-one with Will Ospreay. We talked about it a little bit for a minute at the top, Drew. I think this has been the best build to a match on this show for me heading into this. I think both these guys have absolutely killed it in their roles. The face-to-face promo they had a couple weeks ago was absolutely spectacular. Roderick Strong being on commentary for all of Ospreay's matches and just the back and forth that these guys have been doing has been excellent. You want to talk about 2 of the best in-ring wrestlers in the world? These guys might be 2 of the best of all time. There might not even be a might be. They are probably 2 of the best of all time inside that ring. I expect this to be one of, I mean, like I said, you can say this about 3 or 4 matches on this show, but if you're telling, to me, I look at this and I say there is no way that this match does not potentially be the match of the night, if not a match of the year candidate with these two guys. With that being said, before I pass it over to you, there is no fucking way Will Ospreay ain't winning this belt. Is there? You mentioned Adam Cole earlier in a different scenario. What about Adam Cole here? Will Ospreay versus Adam Cole would be a one-on-one match I would be very much into.
If they bring Hangman back, so you could actually fit what I said earlier about Swerve and the World Championship.
Mm-hmm.
You could plant that also with this title as well. I mean, with it doesn't. I don't think it has to be a world title.
Yeah,
it could just be a title.
Yep.
Just to make sure that Adam Cole is screwed out of winning a championship, because that is what I think MJF would want to do.
Yep.
So instead of Swerve, now if you put Will Ospreay Will Ospreay wins, and then Adam Cole goes after Will Ospreay for Forbidden Door, then you can do the same type of thing that I said for the Swerve match. Yeah, that would be interesting, and I'm interested to see the placement of this match, because if this match is early in the night, then I think maybe Adam Cole does the Swerve thing. But if it's mid show later on, then I think Adam Cole appears here.
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, obviously you look at this and you go, you got to put a title on Will Ospreay, dude. This guy's so over. He's immediately gotten here, and he's like top of the company type good, and the crowd's so into him, like you'd be nuts. And Ospreay likes to travel. He's done international stuff before. Like he would be somebody that would travel around with that belt and go back to Japan and defend it, and go to England and defend it. And he would do all these things, right? So he kind of fits the bill. If he's not going to be involved in the world title picture, because you got that story laid out for a little bit, cool. Him being in this fits perfectly for him, because he deserves, he's earned it, but he deserves to be where he's at right now and being a champion. However, I keep on thinking about Adam Cole walking down to the ring the last time we saw him, and I'm like, they did that on purpose because they know he's ready to go soon. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that. And I think about, he was pissed that Wardlow lost his opportunity against Joe. He's going to be pissed if Roderick Strong loses the title. Will Ospreay versus Adam Cole is a type of match that could headline a pay-per-view, let alone be a big-time match in a pay-per-view if it's non-title. Does Adam Cole come back here and help Roderick retain? And then maybe that's how you get Will Ospreay his first loss, or maybe that's how Will Ospreay doesn't win the title. And then you're looking at a big-time match between Adam Cole and Will Ospreay. Or maybe he does win the title and Adam Cole comes back anyway and goes, you son of a bitch, I'm bringing that title back to the kingdom. It's you and me, buddy. Which they could probably do that without Adam Cole trying to interfere in this match, because if Adam Cole shows up and goes, dang it, I'll have to do everything myself, I guess. I'm fighting Will Ospreay for the title. You could get to that very easily without Adam Cole being involved tonight. But I'm just kind of thinking about
like with the MJF part of the whole thing, there's the Wardlow factor as well, because Wardlow, like you just mentioned, Wardlow lost his shot against Samoa Joe at the time.
Yep.
And there was the moment.
Oh, when Adam Cole came back, you could see the look. He was looking at him with disgust the whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time.
So.
And he's not on the, I just want to mention this too. He's not on this show, but I am convinced that Kyle O'Reilly, I tweeted about it, Kyle O'Reilly losing all these matches is being done on purpose, because I do believe once Adam Cole is back, the story is going to be that Kyle O'Reilly can't win without Adam Cole by his side. And Adam Cole is going to use that to try to convince Kyle O'Reilly to come back to Adam Cole, because Kyle O'Reilly wants to go do this on his own Well, you know what? You're having great matches, but you're losing every fucking match. And you're losing every match because you're not with you're not with your boys.
Right.
You're not with us. And I think that's the story when we get there. I know he's not involved with this and he's not on the show, but I do think since we're talking about Adam Cole and the Kingdom, like that's the story that they're going to tell there. Is that Kyle O'Reilly he wants to do it on his own. We let you do it on your own. We didn't fight you. Well, guess what? It's not working out. You need to be with us. You need to be with us. And that's going to be that story, you know? But I'm very interested because you would think, like you said, Adam Cole comes back and it's straight Adam Cole MJF. We're going right back to it. But the timelines of when and who and when they're going to be available, it's still kind of up in the air. We don't know. So it's kind of like, do they come back around the same exact time and we go right for it? Or does Adam Cole maybe come back first? And like you said, do they find a way to give him the title and then or do they find a way to get him in the title picture so MJF can screw him? Or is it the other way around? There's some unknowns, you know?
When it comes to MJF, there is also one other thing that I did think could potentially happen with him away from Adam Cole. So, but when we get there, I'll talk about that.
Okay.
So I do pick Will Ospreay to win.
I do too.
As you do as well.
I as well. Yeah.
We've pretty much have been the same, except Malachi and Adam Copeland.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so this will be really exciting. One of the showstoppers for sure.
Mm-hmm. Easy. Oh yeah, big time. All right, we have 2/3 of our triple main event left to talk about, and we will talk about the AEW TBS Championship. It will finally be the in-ring debut.
We've all been waiting.
We've been waiting for a while. Mercedes Moné taking on the champion, Willow Nightingale. Drew, I expect this match to be fantastic, but there is no way in hell that Mercedes Moné is not winning this TBS champion. And we love Willow. We love Willow. Sorry, Willow. No chance in hell that Mercedes Moné is not winning this match. Now, we can talk about the match, talk about the bill, because I've actually enjoyed. I thought I'm not the biggest contract. I don't hate contract signings as much as our friend Warren Hayes does. But I'm not the biggest contract signing person, but I actually thought the contract signing with Willow and Mercedes I thought Willow shined. And that line that she said, the last time we fought, I walked out as champion, and you didn't walk out at all. That line was amazing. The powerbomb through the table, amazing. I thought Mercedes in that promo was really good. She was leaning into being a heel a little bit, which we all know. We all know that's where she is her best, is as a heel. But her leaning in, saying, hey, you're good. I respect you. But while you're out there having great matches, I was out there being the greatest of all time. And I was out there setting trends and starting revolutions while you were in bingo halls and independent shows having great matches. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. Good for you. Good for you. Different levels to this. And I'm on a different level. I loved it. And look, promos are not Mercedes' strong suit, and that's all we've gotten here for 2 months. So I get it. I've been as frustrated as everybody. But it starts tonight, Drew. Like, this is it.
Rant the other day.
This is it.
The other week.
And look, she clearly wasn't cleared right away, and that kind of, I take back a lot of my complaints because obviously I want her to be 100% healthy, and if that was a legitimate reason, then I obviously have no problems with that. But like, it's been over 2 months. It's been over 2 months. I'm ready to see this girl in the fucking ring doing what she does best, because she is as good as there ever has been inside that ring, especially on the female side of things. And this match should be incredible tonight. But like I said, this is the biggest no-brainer on the card. Mercedes is winning this belt. No way that she does not. In my opinion, this should open the show, Drew, because I think when somebody turns on that pay-per-view and you turn on that main card, the first person you should see walking out is Mercedes Moné. She is the first person you should be seeing. She's the biggest signing in the history of the company. I've been saying it since day one. She's the biggest signing they've ever had. She's finally wrestling. She should be the first person coming out of that tunnel. Period. End of story on the whole show. I think this should open, and I think Mercedes wins, no doubt. No doubt, Drew.
I am with you 100% on that, actually. I would like to see them open now. I didn't think of it that way. And yeah, I think this should be the opener. And Mercedes should win. And I think she is 100% going to be the full-fledged heel in this match.
She should be.
I think she's going to even lean into it, too.
I think she should wrestle that way. Like how she wrestled Bayley at NXT Brooklyn, where she was just doing heel shit the whole time, talking trash, stepping on her fingers, the broken hand, all of it. That is how Mercedes should be a heel in this match. Afterwards, whatever you want to do, you can do. One promo fixes everything. But like during this match, she should be a heel. Because I do feel like the crowd is going to be more pro Willow than they're going to be pro Mercedes. Even though it's the big in-ring debut, I think the crowd is going to be very pro Willow.
Yeah.
My question to you is, even though we are all pretty certain who's going to win, do we think the Chris Statlander Stokely Hathaway thing comes into play during this match, or do we think that this happens maybe this week on Dynamite, Collision, whatever?
Yeah, I
preface that we both believe that Chris Statlander is the person that attacked both of these girls. So that I'll preface this for anybody that might be seeing this that doesn't regularly watch Firmly. We are both of the belief that it is Statlander who's the attacker here. So that's why I ask.
I don't think it will happen on the show. I think it will happen on Dynamite.
Like in the aftermath coming up on the television here. I'm fine with
Statlander comes out with her and consoles her with Stokely, and they're in the ring, and she's cutting a promo, whatever, and then we find, they do whatever they need to do, and then she turns on her.
Yeah,
I think that's
because I think eventually we are going to get the Mercedes Statlander match, which is going to rule. Oh my god! But I think the initial turn should happen on Willow because they're the friends.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a more personal thing there. And then afterwards, Mercedes is like, "Oh, you were the one, so you attacked me too. Okay, well now you and I have a problem."
And we know that AEW does face, heel.
Oh yeah,
style things. So and make it work. They really do. Mm-hmm. So I'm very much interested in what happens with Chris Statlander after this match.
Yeah, I am too. I kind of lean with you. I don't think it happens right away. I think it happens over the next, week or two on the regular television shows. I don't think they lean into it during this. If they did, cool. Like I'm all for it. Give me a swerve. Yeah. I'm fine.
There's all of the title matches.
Yeah, no, I think it's Mercedes' debut. The last time these two fought due to the injury, there was kind of a messed up finish. I think you just let them go. Just let them go. Have the match. Have Mercedes win fairly. It is what it is. She can wrestle heel, but win clean. You know what I mean? So have that happen, and then you can kind of get where you want to go. Because I'm assuming that Mercedes will probably be facing someone from Japan at Forbidden Door. I don't think she'll be facing an AEW person per se for that title. Like I think she'll try to fight someone from Stardom or somewhere. I know that
the Stardom champion is.
I don't, but I know there's been a small rumor that like Tom, I think they pronounce it Tom Nakano. I'm not super familiar with it, but I know the name.
Yeah,
I guess they have a past. I've read that online that they think that's the match they're trying to get for Forbidden Door would be Mercedes versus. I think they pronounce it Tom, like Tom Nakano or Nagano or something like that. Sorry, I'm not the most up-to-date Japanese wrestling follower, so I apologize if I'm butchering shit. But that's what I've read. But we'll get there when we get there. All right, Drew, we are at... Do we think this actually main events the show?
I do. Okay.
We are at the last match we're going to treat as the third of the triple main event that's being built. It is Anarchy in the Arena. It is Team Elite, Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and the EVP and AEW World Tag Team Champions, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. And on the Team AEW side, there have been some changes. Obviously, Eddie Kingston was first supposed to be in this match,
right,
but he blew out his knee in the attack. by the Elite in New Japan Strong a couple weeks ago, and he has been replaced by Darby Allin, which on Wednesday night, as Pluggo said, showed up with a fucking flamethrower. Tony Khan driving him too, giving him the little fist bump. Tony Khan with Darby Allin saying, yeah, man, go burn him down, bro. Burn him down with a flamethrower. Insane. Versus Team AEW, which is FTR, Bryan Danielson, and now Darby Allin. Darby Allin is a crazy motherfucker. The dude got hit by a bus like 3 weeks ago, man. Hit by a bus. I saw an interview. He was talking to somebody. He said his nose is still like jello. Like if it gets hit the wrong way, like it's still not. It's not normal. Guys, he don't care. He has no regard for his safety whatsoever. But I also think he's kind of the perfect replacement for Eddie Kingston in this match as well. MJF would have been good though. I thought MJF could have been a sneaky pick for Team AEW if he was ready to go. But I mean, listen, this is what going to be the third Anarchy in the Arena match, or the third? It's going to be the third or fourth.
I think the third.
I think this is the third. The previous two, incredible, have both been fantastic match of the year candidates. I expect this one to be no different. It truly is Anarchy in the Arena. These matches are pure chaos.
Actually, I think the first one. The
first one was like half outdoors.
Society versus
it was like half outdoors, half indoors. They started in the
group.
Was that it? Was that the first one? That wasn't a Blood and Guts?
Oh no, that was Blood and Guts. Sorry.
Yeah. Wasn't the first one the first one? In all of them, or at least the Bucks. Yeah, wasn't the first one the one where Matt Hardy had that really bad fall?
Yeah,
was that the first one?
Yeah,
because it started in the stadium, so it was like half in the stadium, and then they brought it into the ring, and then the second one was the Elite versus the BCC, which that match was fucking wild. But you know, this match is going to be chaos. They're very much playing into the Elite have been obviously running the show, running the company since Tony's been gone. Who do you think wins, Drew?
I think Team Elite wins.
I'm leaning that way too. I think if Team Elite wins, though, Jack Perry needs to be the guy that wins. I think Jack Perry needs to be the guy that gets the pinfall victory. I would think that he needs to be that guy to tell Tony Khan to go screw. Yeah, I'm the pinfall. I got the pinfall win for the Elite. You can kiss my ass. You ruined 8 months of my career.
So now here's the other thing that I had planned in my head. So if we do one last thing with if there's a Team AEW versus a Team Elite style thing, and the funny thing is that you just mentioned it.
MJF?
Yeah, it would have been really cool if MJF was the other person.
Yeah, you mentioned him earlier, but I thought this could have been a good moment for Ricky Starks too if they wanted to use him.
Yeah.
Right. You know, don't get me wrong. I think Darby fits perfectly. I just didn't have Darby in my mind because he got hit by a fucking bus 3 weeks ago. So he wasn't in my mind.
Yeah.
He would be fucking here.
Whose mind would he be in after getting hit?
So I was trying to think of it. I'm like,
having a broken foot.
I thought about Mark Briscoe. I was like, Mark Briscoe might make sense. I was like, you know, who could it be? At the time, Moxley didn't have a booked match. Claudio doesn't have a booked match. I was like, could it be Danielson and Claudio now? I'm like, you know, and then I started thinking, oh, MJF would be cool. Hangman would make sense because the Elite suspended him. Obviously, if Kenny Omega was healthy, he would be an obvious choice. And I kind of thought about Ricky Starks, and I said, this would be a good moment for Ricky Starks if you wanted to kind of throw him on television again. Him being on Team AEW in this match automatically throws him back towards the top of the card. But they went with Darby. Look at Darby Allin's one of the pillars. He's one of those dudes. He is one of those guys. He fits. I just didn't think he was going to be healthy enough to do it.
And I think the other pillar should pin him.
Yeah, Jack Perry should get the victory. I do believe the Elite will win, but I do think Jack Perry needs to be the one who gets the victory for the Elite. The Okada has a title. The Young Bucks have a title. Jack Perry just came back. Jack Perry, what he's doing is like the newer stuff. We have, he's really leaning into this new character of this guy. He needs to be the one that wins it for them to give Tony kind of the FU, yeah, you're the one that suspended me for no reason. Like, I'm the guy that just beat your guys. I think that's the way they should go.
So, if they don't have MJF and Adam Cole planned, I think the next best thing would be one last stand for Team AEW. Who is going to face, we'll say Jack Perry, the only one without a title in that group, at Forbidden Door to, I don't know, like, I would imagine that the Elite become even worse after they win at Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah.
And then go on an even bigger power trip. But Tony Khan needs one person to come back. And that person is MJF.
Yeah.
There's storied history between them.
Yep.
We know, 2 years ago, the plane incident where he, the Wardlow, him doing that little plane flying thing in the ring, losing to Wardlow, cutting that scathing promo, the Dynamite after, where he then gets storyline suspended until the debut of the Devil, where he became he was the Devil and won the poker chip to face CM Punk, but it ended up being CM Punk. I just feel like that would be, if they're not going to do Adam Cole goes after a title for MJF to then screw him and cost him the match at Forbidden Door, then if you're worrying about ticket sales, hey, look, MJF's return match at the UBS Arena on Long Island at Forbidden Door, that should do it.
Yeah.
And he is going to be facing Jack Perry, for the final Team AEW versus Team Elite thing. And if that could even be a stipulation to it, if Jack Perry wins, then the Elite get 100% control of the company, like something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was that said this, but I watched something where somebody said, oh, imagine it's like back in 2001 when Vince McMahon needed to convince The Rock to come back. Not The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin to be on Team WWF.
Yeah.
Against the Alliance. Have that type of a thing where like MJF's at home, he's just recovered, he's thinking over everything, his life and everything, and Tony Khan has to go to him and be like, hey, come back.
Yeah.
Help us.
I need you to help me. That'd be fun.
Almost as like it could mirror that same storyline with Stone Cold and Vince McMahon, where they've been at odds with each other, but they need each other.
That'd be fun. That could be fun. I could be in on that. Obviously, we expect Darby Allin to do something insane in this match, even though he probably should not. But you expect him to take a huge bump. What'd you think of Danielson and Satnam Singh, Drew?
What and just something I never thought I would ever see.
Yeah. It wasn't bad either.
Of small Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
And very tall Satnam.
When they announced that, I was like, what? I was like, that's real? But they made it work. It wasn't that bad. It was all right.
I mean, am I a fan of Satnam Singh? No.
No, of course not.
But just the smallest one of the smaller guys on the roster facing one of the biggest on the roster, which we don't see very often in AEW. It was pretty cool to see.
Yeah. That is it. That completes our preview for AEW Double or Nothing, lining up to be another truly great show. When you look at a card and there's 10 matches and about half of them have potential to be matches of the night, you're in good hands. You're in good hands. And, AEW, for however you feel about them, they usually nail the pay-per-views. And I think this is another one. And I'm expecting, like we said, I'm expecting a few big things to happen here. It's the 5-year anniversary. Like, I'm expecting them to treat this like this is a big deal. And I think we're in line for a couple big surprises. What they are, I honestly don't know, which makes me excited. But I think we're going to see some, not only just a great wrestling show, but I think there's going to be a couple cool things that happen here. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Just a big wrestling weekend in general. I mean, by the time you guys are seeing this, King and Queen of the Ring would have already happened. But when we're recording it, you got the WWE PLE on Saturday. You got Double or Nothing Sunday night. We're recording this behind the curtain on Friday. You got SmackDown in Saudi Arabia tonight. Like, it's just these holiday weekends have become like giant wrestling weekends these last couple years. And I know it's a lot and it can seem daunting, but I'm a wrestling fan and I love this shit, Drew.
Yeah.
I love it. I get super excited for it. And tonight, we are just, about a half hour or so away from Double or Nothing 0 hour starting. And then we are going to be in line for one hell of a show tonight. But before we get out of here, Drew, let the people know where they can find you and what you got coming up, man.
You can find me on Twitter at the Drew Nicholas, as it says right there. My finger is getting blurred out, but I'm pointing in that direction. And Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast. I just, since you've revealed that we're doing this on Friday. My birthday was yesterday.
Sure was. Happy belated birthday, friend. What are you? Not 20, 22, something like that?
2-2, definitely. Those are the two numbers. The singular numbers that it is. 2-2. And I did a really fun trivia concerning myself and some other wrestling trivia that I curated, a 33 question trivia on the Roundtable's Twitch. It was really fun. And I cover the super chats and the humper chats over at Fightful every Saturday night for AEW Collision, usually /Rampage now. It's a fun time. Come hang out with Rick Cresta and Iridian. It's really great. Or combination of the two. Or sometimes Rob Wilkins pops up, or other people pop up.
Oh yeah.
It's really fun. So come join us there on Saturday nights, and then Sunday mornings you get to join us at Verbally AEW.
Absolutely. And we will be back next Sunday morning at our normal time slot, recapping what we see tonight on Double or Nothing and recapping this coming week's episodes of Dynamite and Collision. You can follow me at JPJ Loves Gaming on all social media platforms and over on YouTube and on Twitch, where we're streaming video games basically every day at this point.
You might be doing it right now.
I could be. You never know. So go over there, hit that bell, check out the notifications. We usually have a good time over there. Like Drew said, Sunday mornings, firmly AEW. Thursday evenings, 8 p.m., the flagship here at Love Wrestling, Between Two Beards with my buddy Pluggo. You can check us out there. We've done over 150 episodes of that. That's where you can find me. That's where you can find all of us. And follow us at Firmly AEW on Twitter or X, whatever you're going to call it. I don't call it X. This will be the only time you hear me call it X. It's Twitter forever and always. But at Firmly AEW, you can check us out on there. Give us a follow so you can be in tune with all our upcoming stuff and things that we're doing. Thank you all for joining us on this special preview edition of Double or Nothing. Enjoy the show tonight. I hope you all have a great rest of your holiday weekend if you are celebrating, and you all know the drill. Until next time, Drew. Peace out.